The future is arriving faster than most of us ever imagined. We're not just talking about electric cars, rockets, or even artificial intelligence on screens. We're entering a time when machines can actually live alongside us, help us, and even begin to understand us. Imagine having a robot in your home that doesn't just follow commands you speak out loud, but one that gets to know you personally, remembers your preferences, and eventually anticipates your needs before you even say a word. This is not science fiction anymore. Tesla's Optimus robot already shows the early signs of such a future. Capable of walking, lifting, sorting, and performing a growing range of household tasks, Optimus is becoming more human-like with every prototype. But now, thanks to Neuralink, Elon Musk's brain-computer interface company, something even more radical is happening. The idea of merging human thought with robotic precision is beginning to move from the realm of imagination into reality. Think about that for a second. Neuralink has already shown that a brain chip can translate a person's thoughts into actions. Patients who were paralyzed regained the ability to move a computer cursor simply by thinking about their hand moving. This is more than just a cool trick. It's a breakthrough that could change everything we know about communication and control. Now, consider what happens when that same technology is merged with the Tesla bot. Suddenly, we're no longer just pressing buttons or giving voice commands. We're thinking, and those thoughts are instantly transformed into robotic actions. A future where you command not just one robot, but potentially an entire fleet of them. Just by thinking isn't centuries away. It's starting right now. This isn't a small step. It's a seismic shift. When Tesla revealed new footage of Optimus integrated with a Neuralink chip, the world got a glimpse of what might become one of the most powerful and controversial technological revolutions in history. Some call it revolutionary, others warn of disaster, but no one can deny that it's happening. And here in the Tesla world, you'll always see it before the mainstream media does. Over 250,000 fans are already following updates on what Elon Musk is building. Because once again, Musk is steering humanity toward a future most of us could barely imagine a decade ago. But before we jump too far into what's next, let's step back for a moment. Why does Optimus even need Neuralink? Isn't it already impressive on its own? The truth is, yes it is. The current Tesla bot can walk smoothly, lift objects, fold laundry, and perform repetitive tasks better than most robots we've ever seen. Its balance is stable, its design is sleek, and it can already do things that a few years ago seemed impossible outside of laboratories. Despite this progress, something still feels missing. If you've ever watched the demos, you'll notice that its movements, while graceful, still carry a slightly mechanical feel. When it picks up an object, you might hold your breath, wondering if it will slip. When it folds clothing, you notice it lacks the instinctive care a human hand brings. Optimus right now is like a brilliant apprentice. It learns fast, it works hard, but it hasn't yet achieved the natural touch of a human being. That's where Neuralink comes in. Because a brain implant isn't just another piece of hardware, it's a bridge between thought and action. With current AI systems, robots still rely heavily on pre-programmed rules, camera input, and sensor feedback. They can adapt, but their learning is mechanical. Neuralink changes this equation entirely. Thousands of ultra-thin electrode threads implanted into the brain. It's capable of reading neural activity with astonishing precision. Each electrode is like a tiny microphone listening to a specific part of the brain. Right now, implants use around 1,000 electrodes, but Musk has already announced plans to scale that number to 25,000. And eventually, hundreds of thousands or even millions. Imagine what that means. The more channels you have, the more complete. The picture of brain activity becomes... It's like comparing a blurry photograph to an ultra-high-definition image. The clarity, the detail, the richness of information, it changes the entire way machines could respond. Now, picture this. Optimus, connected through a Neuralink-like system, doesn't just execute a command. It processes reflexively, almost instinctively. When you ask it to pour you a glass of water, it doesn't just calculate grip strength based on preset data. It senses the slipperiness of the glass in real time, adjusts instantly. and reacts the same way your hand naturally does without conscious thought. That's the power of merging brain-level responsiveness with robotic precision. It turns a helpful machine into something that feels alive with intuition. To understand just how transformative this is, imagine your own home. You walk through the door after a long day, exhausted, your mind racing with everything you still need to do. Optimus greets you quietly and asks how it can help. You don't need to list every detail. You simply think about the mess in the living room. Instantly, Optimus gets to work. It gathers toys, folds blankets, adjusts pillows, and organizes without needing repeated instructions. Now, extend this scenario further. Suppose you're cooking, and you realize you forgot an ingredient. With a simple thought, Optimus checks. The pantry confirms the missing item and suggests a substitute or even orders it for delivery. No speaking, no searching, no stress. Your thought is enough. This is where the world begins to diverge between skepticism and wonder. On one hand, people worry rightfully about the risks. Neural implants are still experimental. Electrodes can shift, scar tissue can form, and we don't yet have decades of safety data. Only a handful of human surgeries have been done. Too many, the thought of a chip in the brain controlling not just your body but also external machines, feels invasive, even frightening. Critics warn about privacy, about hacking, about the ethical lines we might be crossing. What happens if someone gains unauthorized access to this link? Could they manipulate your thoughts or override your commands? Could a robot misinterpret a fleeting thought and act in ways you didn't intend? These are real concerns, and Musk's. Critics don't hesitate to highlight them. But on the other hand, there is extraordinary potential. Imagine the elderly who struggle with mobility. A thought-controlled robot could help them stand, walk, or fetch items without needing to shout. For assistance, picture hospitals where paralyzed patients can interact with the world, not just through screens but through robots acting as extensions of their own bodies. Envision workplaces where humans and robots collaborate seamlessly with machines, anticipating needs in ways no software interface could ever achieve. For every risk, there is a possibility of profound human benefit. The timeline is accelerating, too. Musk has already indicated Tesla plans to begin sales of Optimus sooner than expected, potentially as early as next year. The price point may still be steep, ranging anywhere from $50,000 to $200,000 in the early stages. But that's how technology always begins. Remember how personal computers were once the size of furniture and cost more than a car? Or how cell phones started out as brick-sized luxury gadgets only the wealthy could afford. Within a decade, they were in everyone's pockets. Robots will follow the same curve. First buyers might be industries, hospitals, or wealthy households. But mass production, combined with rapid AI improvements, will drive costs down. If Musk is right, Optimus will eventually become affordable for middle-class households. And by then, with Neuralink-powered intelligence. It won't just be a machine, it'll be a partner, of course. To get there, AI itself needs to keep evolving. Today's large language models and generative AI tools are already capable of writing, designing, problem-solving, and adapting faster than most people predicted. But what happens when that cognitive power is combined with the motor skills and sensory perception of a humanoid robot? Suddenly, the idea of machines surpassing human capability isn't abstract anymore. Optimus with Neuralink could learn like we do, adapt like we do, and maybe in some cases, perform even better than we do. Folding shirts, carrying groceries, assisting in delicate surgeries, these are no longer futuristic dreams. They're scenarios being tested in real labs right now. Now, some people still dismiss this vision. They say humanoid robots are too clunky, too fragile, too expensive. They point out that decades of promises about household robots have mostly led to disappointment. But here's the difference. Till recently, robots were limited by processing power, battery life, and primitive AI. They could follow instructions but not think creatively. With Tesla's expertise in batteries, sensors, machine learning, and now with Neuralink's brain-like interface, those limitations are collapsing. Optimus isn't just another robot. It's the convergence of nearly every breakthrough Musk has ever worked on: robotics, energy storage, artificial intelligence. and human-machine integration. And so the big question remains, will this future be revolutionary or disastrous? Will we look back in 20 years and marvel at how seamlessly robots integrated into our daily lives? Or will we regret opening the door to machines that think and act with human-like instincts? The truth is, it could be both. Every major leap in human history, from fire to electricity to the internet, has carried risks. But it's those who dare to experiment, to risk failure, who push the world forward. Musk, love him or hate him, is undeniably one of those people, as long as he keeps puss.